What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Won't You Be My Neighbor, the real estate educational podcast. I'm your host, Brandon from Vegas. And as always, I'm here with my main man, the one and only Mr. Bill Gaylord.
Guys.
We'll get that. We'll get that down. One of these days, we'll get this down. And as always, we're here with the lovely, the exotic, the sandalwood smelling. Alexandra, don't call me Alexandria.
Sandalwood and lavender.
Fantastic. Look at Bill. You see how easy that was?
Easy.
I don't understand what you're doing there.
Like sandwich city.
As you guys can see, we have transported ourselves to a 50s diner. We have traveled back into classic Vegas to deliver you guys some excellent real estate education. And today we have a really special episode for you guys comparing Los Angeles house prices to Las Vegas house prices.
I can't wait.
There's a huge wave of California buyers who have been coming to Nevada. It's always been a thing for us, but it has been crazier lately more than ever, and we want to talk about it. But speaking of people coming to Vegas, there's a Super Bowl coming to Vegas in like
Super Bowl.
It still hasn't hit me.
I told you Taylor was coming.
Taylor, you were right. Your
said
prediction.
That. You totally said
You
that.
said Taylor was coming, and it's the most accurate prediction. She's apparently leaving from Japan on a private jet to come to Vegas and make it on time. I don't know how.
What's she doing in Japan?
I mean,
She's got
touring.
her
I'm guessing. I think.
Is she on tour?
Concert.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
I never thought Japanese people listened to
How
Taylor
do you
Swift.
not know that?
It just didn't. It
Yeah,
didn't click for me.
I'm not really a fan.
I'm not a Swiftie either.
Yeah, I'm not a
like her.
Swiftie.
I think she's great.
Oh.
That doesn't surprise me.
Bill, I didn't take you for a Swiftie, but now we've.
I like Taylor Swift. I like Travis Kelce. I like them together. I think they're very good.
They're not.
You're a
really
heartless
dating.
romantic.
They're gonna get married.
They're not.
It didn't hit me that the Super Bowl was coming to Vegas and like how big this was going to be until I tried to like book a reservation for a restaurant, and they're like, "Oh, you're on a 250 person waiting list." I said, "What the? What are you? I'm me. Let me in the door."
I'm Brandon.
Yeah,
From Vegas.
From Vegas, right there.
And the waiting
250.
250 people on the reservation list. Like, there's so many people coming to Vegas for this. It's insane. And this is the perfect time for us to start doing this Vegas comparison because a lot of people don't realize how affordable housing still is out here. You know, people in Las Vegas think the housing prices have gone crazy because they're used to rock bottom prices. But the people around the country still don't realize how affordable it is to live here.
You know what I don't want people from California to know?
What's that?
Our traffic.
Yeah. Yeah.
The traffic is good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't want people from Vegas or from Los Angeles to know that because we don't have traffic in Vegas. And that would be a huge selling point if you all of a sudden you're like, wait, that was cute. I stopped for 3 seconds. Like, that was cute.
They're going to be
Light.
One light. Oops.
during the Super Bowl, though. They're going to think that it's the worst. They're going to think it's like California, right? Because during the Super Bowl, it's going to be if you're they're shutting down so many streets. If you're anywhere near the strip or in that area, like it's bumper to bumper. There's nowhere. None of the streets are open.
I will say, being in the suburbs, I haven't seen any signs of the Super Bowl.
No.
It's
No.
not
Yeah.
there. It's all
Have
concentrated. down
either
there.
of you ever done a Super Bowl experience?
I have not.
No.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where at?
Really?
What city?
In San Diego. Mhm.
Ooh. When was the
I
Super
was
Bowl?
I was young. I was like I wasn't quite legal.
She's gonna snitch on herself. She's gonna snitch
I was
on
20,
herself.
and I saw Beyonce walk by.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, I went down. It was
Did
in
she
San
have the
Diego.
glow? Did she have the aura?
She was young too, because we're about the same age.
Okay.
So she was just starting to date Jay-Z.
Okay. Oh wow.
It was
So-
the 03 Bonnie and Clyde song.
Oh, 3 months. Okay. So
Uh-huh.
she just realized
That
how
brings us
rich
back
he
to
was.
where we are, yeah.
Okay, good for you, man. That's a fun space. Would you say it was worth your time to go down there and be surrounded by all the madness?
And then I got my makeup done, so I looked good. You know,
Hey,
I went
okay.
down. Yeah, San Diego did a great job. They shut down the entire downtown, and it was
Yeah.
fun for a 20-year-old. Yes. Now,
You wouldn't do it now.
I don't think I'd want to.
No. That's how I feel about the strip. I never go to the strip as it is because it's just too claustrophobic for me. And with the Super Bowl and all these people coming in town, it's sort of like New Year's 2.0, and I just can't handle it. But for the people that are coming, I hope you guys have a
fun.
good time. I hope you guys are safe. Please don't burn our city down. Please enjoy all the overpriced drinks and bad Gordon Ramsay food that you can consume. We can't wait to have you guys. Let's get. Let's.
I want to throw out my stat before we
Sure.
get going. This is actually not a mortgage
Wait,
stat.
is this a bill? Oh,
This is the bill stat of the day.
stat of the day. Stat of the day.
Okay,
This is Bill's stat of the day.
Vegas gets over 40 million visitors a year. Super Bowl is kicking it off for 2024. Last year, they keep coming and coming and coming. And a lot of people are starting to buy here.
Yes. Just for comparison, and one of the reasons we'll do a whole class on investments, but what the number he just gave you is one of the reasons Las Vegas, to me, is the crown jewel of investment cities, right? You look at all the other cities around the world that get 40 million plus visitors. You're talking about New York, London, Paris, Hong Kong. These are some of the most expensive real estate cities on earth, where you can't find a house for under $900,000. You can still find great housing in Las Vegas for $400,000, So the fact that we get that much tourism and our prices are still so low compared to the other big tourist destinations, it's why Vegas is such a great investment city.
I love it.
Yeah.
I would stay here forever.
That's a great stat of the day. I like that.
Great stat.
I like
40 million visitors.
Bill, do you know how many people are anticipated for the Super Bowl?
Well, I know it's going to be over $1 billion to the economy.
And how much is Taylor bringing in?
$1 billion by herself. She's $1 billion.
I'm surprised she's flying private.
No, not me. She has
Why?
she has to sleep on the way there.
Of course, no.
Right?
Of course she's going to.
So are we going to start today with the Las Vegas home or the Los Angeles home? That's a good question.
I think we ask our friend Robert. Robert, where are we going?
Robert, where do you want to start
Where do
today?
you
Las
wanna go?
Vegas home or Los Angeles home?
Look at
I think
This looks like it's Las Vegas. There you go.
Ooh, look at this. Okay, so what we have today is 3885 Kellogg Avenue, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is a 5-bedroom. I'm going to repeat this again. A 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,856 square foot home with a pool, remodeled, as you guys can see, with the backsplash, the cabinetry, and it's under $400,000, coming in right in at $399,990. So $400,000 minus about $10, right? Little realtor trick to go down, $10 to, say you're under $400,000. But for $400,000, you're getting damn near 1,900 square feet, 5 bedrooms with a pool.
I mean, think about this. If you are a family with 2 children, you get an at-home office,
Yep.
you get a guest room,
Yep.
and everybody has a bedroom, or you get a playroom, or however you want to do that. I mean, you can move in with a family into this home.
100%. It gives dad a potential man cave
Oh,
room.
look, there's a shed.
Oh, yeah.
There's a shed.
A she shed.
A pool. It looks like they did something add-on in the up front.
Yeah.
And a quick shout out to the listing agent on this, Kevin. They have some wonderful listings.
Yeah, they do. I mean, look at this. This is a great remodel too, right? You took a house with a good size that probably needed a little bit of updating in terms of making it more modern, and they definitely brought it to life with the wood-like vinyl floors, the black and white kitchen. It has all like that brand new home feel. A lot of the accessories they put in there. This is beautiful, right?
Beautiful home.
And for under $400,000, do we have an estimated mortgage on this?
Yeah, let's real quick pull up and let's assume that it is going to be an FHA mortgage.
Sure.
And we'll go from here. If this one was $399.9, was it?
$3,999.
$399.
And this is one of the most important things that we want home buyers to know is that the list price for the home is only 1/2 of the deal, right? A lot of people just go online, they look at the list price. When you see a house that you like, you want to make sure you contact a lender like Bill for free, because they can go behind the stages and show you guys the mortgage costs, the estimated payments, and what your mortgage would look like 5 years, 10 years down the road for you guys. That's the important part that a lot of you guys need to know.
And so what I'm going to show you up here is this says max mortgage payment up here.
Yeah.
What I do want to show is how we calculated that. We do a credit, income, and asset analysis where we go through this was actually 3 people that were combining. It was a son and a mother, father on Social Security. They made $9,200 combined. And this was the maximum allowable debt that they could afford. We took out their current debt payments, car, a couple of credit cards, to come up with a max mortgage payment for them. And then we had the assets that they had to use for down payment. So that's that. So now if they want to just do 3.5% down, they know that they can't go over this 3,887 number.
Yeah.
So
Before you go on, I want to ask a question. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
You said, let's assume this is an FHA. Why would you put this particular home into an FHA loan?
Well, FHA right now, interest rates are about 0.75% lower
That's huge.
That's huge.
than
That's
conventional. And the mortgage insurance on conventional are typically driven by FICO score. And the FHA mortgage insurance is a fixed 0.55%. So most of the time, the mortgage insurance on an FHA is going to be lower.
Love that.
It's good to know.
So on this particular house, if it's sold at $399,900, 3.5% down, almost $14,000. They have what's called an upfront mortgage insurance premium that is added to the loan. They don't have to come out of pocket. Total loan amount $392,000, $657,000. I'm going to ballpark interest rate somewhere around 6.25%.
Okay.
They were actually at 6%. They actually are probably going to be about 6% today.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference. Robert, let's go to the taxes and find out what the taxes are in this property. So if we can scroll, I think you got to go back to listing.
So the taxes typically, and this is another thing we want to tell people who are moving from California to Vegas, a huge part of the quality of life change is the decrease in business taxes, property taxes, and obviously, Nevada state taxes.
It's huge. Go down just a little bit further. So if you look at here, $795 a year. So, we had somebody on the other day.
That's crazy.
They were talking about $795 is that a month? No, it's for the year.
For the year, yeah.
For the year.
People from California are like $800 a month. That's pretty low, and we're like, no, that's for the year, sweetheart.
That's 3 cocktails at the Super Bowl.
That's 3 cocktails at the Super Bowl. 100%,
There we go.
100%. Some people are going to spend their mortgage at the Super Bowl this
Yes.
year. I can't wait.
That's like 0.22% or somewhere in there, right? It's unbelievable. So that's why moving here, and they can't go up more than 3% per year in Nevada. It's a state law that the taxes can't go up.
That's fantastic.
So very different than Los Angeles.
Yes.
And we'll get into Los Angeles.
Oof.
So this one, is there an HOA on that, Robert?
I think it was
no
like,
HOA.
right?
So we take out the HOA. So this particular home, somewhere around $2,700 for a $400,000 house.
Wow. So about
in
20
Las Vegas.
So about $2,700, a $400,000 price, and we're getting 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, about 1,900 square feet in Las Vegas, right?
With a pool.
And that's
Ooh, a
that
pool.
list price. That's before we negotiate, because I would probably offer something different because we're in a buyer's market, right? And maybe we get closing costs from the seller, which allows us to buy the rate down even further. Or hell, maybe the house gains enough equity in a year or two that you could just use your equity to refinance that rate. So that $2,700 can get lower and lower in several ways, right?
And in this particular situation, we had 3 people supporting it. It was parents and a child, so divided that by 3, that's going to be a really affordable payment
100%.
for a large home.
Now, let's see what this amount of money qualifies you for, right? We know there's a whole California exodus of people moving from Vegas. We had a ton of people. The estimates were almost like 75,000 people who moved here during that year of COVID from California to Las Vegas, right?
Say that again, 70,000.
They estimate about 70, because it's hard to do the exact. They try to use driver's license, but if you don't switch your driver's license, then it's hard to estimate. They said between 70 and 80,000 people moved here from California to Las Vegas during that time period, which is why we saw such a crazy rush. And that doesn't include people who moved here from Florida, Texas, anywhere else, right? So we've had a California exodus, and this is why. This is a $450,000 home.
So $50,000 more.
Yes. Now, the reason, some of you might say, well, Brandon, why'd you go $50,000 higher? We tried to find a $399,000 home in Los Angeles, and we couldn't find it. It was just condo, 1 bedroom, 1 bedroom. So the quickest thing that we could find in a price range was $450,000, and the house looks like this. It is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,200 square foot home that looks like My grandmother lived there for 50 years.
When was that?
I
built,
was going to
Robert?
say it looks like a haunted house.
1922. That was
It was
I
built
say it
in
looks like
1922.
Okay.
This was the closest estimated house that we could find in comparison. So it's $50,000 more expensive. It's about 600 square feet smaller, 2 bedrooms smaller, 1 bathroom smaller, no pool with a smaller backyard, and it is dated like I said, my great grandma and grandma shared this residence.
I'm impressed that they have 2 bathrooms because the World War I era, those homes were kind of put together. They were kind of cookie cutter, and
Yeah.
they were 1 bedroom. Not 1, but 2 bedroom, 1
One
bath.
bath, yeah.
I'm very
Right.
surprised that this was a big deal, guys.
Yeah. And now
We found a gem.
and now you can see why it is. Now you
comments too.
Oh, we
And
do.
Taxes in New York State are
like 4,000 a year. Yeah. Can you imagine? And this is what we try to explain to people coming from Los Angeles, coming from New York, coming from Florida,
Even Texas.
even Texas.
Texas
You
is
guys,
high.
yes, Nevada's pay structure with our jobs may not pay as highly as where you're coming from, but you're making up for it on quality of life in terms of taxes, in terms of home prices, in terms of cost of goods and services, right?
No traffic.
In terms of traffic, in terms of time spent with your family. In Los Angeles, you spend an hour and a half going to work and then an hour and a half coming home. You're losing 3 hours of your day. What is that worth to you? What is the time benefit there, right? If I'm spending $4,000 in taxes alone compared to $795, that's $3,200 a year I'm saving.
$300 a month almost.
Put that on your salary. So yeah, you may be losing a little bit of money moving to Vegas, but I just found you $3,200 in property taxes, right? Add that back to your salary. We start to see the numbers come in between.
Mm-hmm.
So Robert, can you get that Los Angeles house back on the screen? I want to show people. Are there any pictures of the inside of?
Ooh, they are special.
So that's the front yard. Okay, that's the front of your house. Not too bad as long as you ignore the bars on the windows, right? That's the okay. As someone who's worked with investors and remodeled homes, you're looking at 40,
That
50.
looks original.
Yeah, is
trying to
that boarded up?
I was just gonna say, is that boarded
Is it
up?
boarded up?
I think
Or
it's boarded up.
okay.
Okay. Again, this is $50,000 more than the 5-bedroom with a pool that we just found. Renovated, which means no work. You move in ready, right?
But look, this one has original hardwood
Well,
floors.
Look at this.
Well,
Look at the floors. Are you
Interested
interested in
in
touring
touring?
this home? No, it looks haunted, like you said earlier, right? And we
and
don't.
would this be a neighborhood you'd want to move into, especially if you have a family?
And that's the next big thing is, do you know how hard we had to search to find this home? You're not in a premium area, right? You're not in a premium neighborhood here. You're in an area that most of you guys probably wouldn't want to live. And this is when I have conversations with people from California, this is what I say. Yeah, we might be able to find you an affordable home in California because, Bill, you're also a lender there as well. We might be able to find you a $450,000 home in California, but do you want to live there? Does your family feel comfortable?
Where are you gonna go?
No, I was going to say, I'd love to honestly see something like in the $800,000 range.
Yeah.
Maybe $600,000 range.
Yeah, I think
but-
what we can do is definitely do like maybe like do a budget one, like 450,000, and then try like a higher level single family home at like $700,000, $800,000.
Yeah.
I think that would really show like people the differences.
But something I want to add at the end of the day, it is really important. If you are able to purchase a home, that's the goal here.
Yeah.
So we are kind of like obviously comparing and contrasting and saying, well, who would want to live here versus there? If this is something that you have to stay in LA and you're able to afford a home, high five to you and high five to someone that is able to do this, because that's the goal. Most people in California would say, I don't want to live there. I can go rent from Irvine Company and get a really tricked out apartment and have a, cool community pool and a gym and all that. And so most people are renting, which means that they are just wasting away their money, as we've talked about in the past. But if you are purchasing a home and you own a home, that's awesome.
You know what's going to happen to that home that we just showed? No one's going to buy it, right?
An investor's going to buy it.
Then an investor's going to buy it for dirt cheap, because eventually the seller is just going to give it away to a cash buyer. and they're going to put $70,000-$80,000 in the home, and instead of being $450,000, they're going to try to sell it to you for $800,000, right? It's something extreme and silly like that, right? And the problem is we end up with two types of homes. You either have top of the market, top of the price range flipped homes, or investors just rent them out for the rest of their lives, right? So it continues to shrink the housing market, where either you're forced to buy not an overpriced home, but a top of the market home, or you're forced to rent, and there's no room in between, right? And that's what we don't like to see. Like Alexandra said, like if you have to live in LA, if you can't move for family reasons, and this is what you can afford it. Just understand how much work is going to need to come into making the home a move-in ready home.
I mean, the craftsman style is something that's very traditional in Southern California, and that's what that home is. But like we said, an investor's going to come in, take that vision of the craftsman style, the World War I look, and make it really cool.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's going to price people out.
There's some renovation loans out there as well that somebody could buy it as a primary and fix it up. The real key, though, is location.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure that it's in the right location, for the family.
100%. And that's something that we definitely want to factor into each of these homes that we search. When we show this LA home, right? It's not like we purposely tried to find the worst home. It's when we tried searching for some of the nicer neighborhoods, the more family-friendly, better school districts, it was literally impossible to find a house at $400,000. It didn't exist. It didn't exist. So it's not like we purposely were like, hey, let's just find. No, the quality home in a good area wasn't available. And when we try to sell Las Vegas, when we tell people about that, it's because you can find quality areas all over the city, from Aliante, North Vegas, to Green Valley, to Henderson, which is huge nowadays, to Inspirada. You can find quality homes in your specific lifestyle all over the city at various price ranges. We found a home yesterday for $375,000 in Aliante, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. For $375,000, yeah, and the house was remodeled, and the area had kids running around, riding their bikes, and it's like, oh, I can still have a safe neighborhood for my kids under $400,000. That's what you're paying for in Las Vegas. It's not just the house; it's the quality of lifestyle.
And I know we've talked a lot about it, Robert and I. He was in Hollywood. He was a post-production video guy, and he's got a ton of friends there. A lot of them can work from home now. A lot of them, we've got a mixer that's coming here that is in the market right now looking for a home. They're able to work from home, work in a nice home here, actually bring their income here and live in a nice house. And the back and forth between Los Angeles and Las Vegas is less than 4 hours.
100%.
And so it's easy. Like if you have to go back for a meeting, or you want to go see friends or relatives or whatever, the beach, not everyone goes to the beach. I think that's overrated, but everyone can get back within 4 hours.
Once they build that bullet train, it's going to be even more ridiculous.
They got more funding for that.
100%, where it's like, oh, I can just work my day in California and then take an hour and 20-minute train back to Vegas, right? You're going to see a ton of that. The work from home buyer has been so prevalent in Vegas for the past few years.
And if I remember correctly, you're pretty big on trains, right?
I love the choo-choo train.
But you get work done. Didn't you used to do work on trains?
Yeah, as someone from
that bullet train, they can still work while they're going back and forth.
Well, this is interesting. As someone from California, I lived in San Diego and I had work in LA. So I would never want to drive to LA. It would be maybe 4 hours. You never knew. And with a train, I knew it was going to be guaranteed 2.
Yeah.
Always going to be 2.
Yeah. When we were in Europe last year, one of the cool things that I saw was how many people just did work on the train. It was like their mini office. It was like, oh, here's an hour train ride from Germany to Brussels. I'm going to get my office work done, make my phone calls. And it was like a mini office thing for them. So the train was extra valuable, especially for those people who are going to be working from home.
I didn't even think about the bullet train going back and forth, and that could be their office.
Oh, it's going to bring so many new
super
people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the animal fact, because this is going to be exciting, because we're talking about people being resourceful.
Okay.
As opposed to, looking at California homes, looking at a $400,000 home in LA, looking at a $400,000 home in Las Vegas, and being resourceful. You know who's resourceful?
Who?
The black bear.
The black bear.
Okay.
Not so the black bear is way more resourceful than the grizzly bear or the brown bear.
Why is that?
We're going to talk about hibernation.
Okay.
Okay.
So the grizzly bear and the brown bear actually go to make their little cave, their little hibernation area.
Right there.
Look at that, the black bear. There we go. So the grizzly and the brown make their little cave. They put it together. They maybe will bring some things. They want to find insulation. They want to be warm for their hibernation. On the flip side, the black bear's like, I'm going to be resourceful. I'm going to go find a cave. I'm going to go find a natural area that might be removed from the elements, or they might find a tree that's been hollowed out. So we want to be resourceful like the black bear right there.
Oh, I like that. I got a question.
What a cute little.
Look at that guy.
I love
Do
that.
you think the black bear is better at basketball than the polar bear?
I don't know. Well, polar bears, interesting about polar bears, they do not
Oh, you got
hibernate.
another fact with polar bears.
Polar bears don't hibernate. They just slow down their metabolism and move very slow. So it's a black, grizzly, and brown.
Because it's always winter where they
It's
are.
always
It's always
winter.
winter where they are, yeah.
But as it's winter right now and it's chilly in Las Vegas today, it's raining. Those are interesting polar bears. There we go.
I like
They-
the dancing.
there we
The
go.
dancing bear.
That's good.
I didn't know
There we
that-
go. There
I
we
didn't know
go.
polar bears were good dancers. I thought that was more of a black
Look at
bear
that.
thing.
Look at that.
So there you go. You want to be resourceful like the black bear.
Want to be resourceful.
Be resourceful like the black bear and use the resources at your disposal. Bill is a resource for you. He is available. He is reachable by email. Contact Bill. How do they reach you? What's the phone number?
858-776-6830. There it is right there. I think he's going to put that up. It's in the comments. And just go billgaylord.com, schedule a consult. We'll go through and guess what, Brandon?
What's that?
It's free.
It's free?
It's free.
Free
$3.99.
Free 99.
Free 99, you guys. And this podcast and all the content that we put out on the YouTube page, these are free resources for you. Hold on, there's a frog in my throat. Oh, had to clear that guy out, right? This is a free resource for you guys. That's the whole goal. We realized that you guys were not getting the real estate education that you deserved. A lot of your guys' information was still stuck in the 60s and 70s, right? You guys still had these ideas passed down to you from your Uncle Joe to your grandma. It's just like you weren't getting modern real estate education. So that's what me and Bill designed this for, was to update you guys on what's going on in real estate nowadays so you guys can stop renting, stop paying somebody else's mortgage, and start moving on with your life. So use us. We're a free resource. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Me and Bill search through the YouTube. We'll look at your comments. We'll get notified. We'll answer them for you guys. We'll talk to you guys directly. You can call us, email us, whatever you guys feel comfortable with. Hell, Bill, if they want to reach you on TikTok or Instagram, how can they reach you?
They can reach me at o.gaylord.
That's O Gaylord.
Oh, Gaylord. And then if I get sexy with my wife, oh, Gaylord.
Yeah. And I'm Brandon from Vegas. You honestly, if you just type the damn Brandon from Vegas into your Google, all my stuff will pop up. I'm ubiquitous.
He's everywhere.
I'm Vegas Google. Anything you guys need, from moving companies to lenders, we've got it for you guys. You just reach out, contact me directly. And last but not least, Alexandra. How do they reach you?
Alexandra Harbushka. You can find me there.
You guys, thank you for your time today. This is Brandon from Vegas. This is Bill Gaylord. It's a pleasure.